Hi everyone, today's video is about how you can write invitation letter for TRV. This letter is also required if you are applying for tourist visa. So this will be a short video. This is only on writing invitation letter. So here's a sample of invitation letter. It will be written to the Canadian Embassy immigration section, and here you will put the date. So I will put today's date. It starts with dear visa officer. Subject will be letter of invitation for my mother. If you're inviting your mother or father over here, then your mother's name. If you're inviting your parents, then both of your parents' name. So I this will be your name because you're writing this invitation letter. I, your name, born on, so your date of birth, and then daughter of your parents' name, so your father and your mother's name. Currently a student at University of Windsor. If you're a student, then you will write student. If you are in a work permit, then you will write your work permit. So student at the University of Windsor, and working as a, here you will be writing your designation. So if you are working over here, we know that as a student you can only work part-time, you cannot do any full-time work. So your designation, in bracket I have written part-time, with your company's name, so your employer's name, and my husband. I have come here with me as a student and my husband in a open work permit. So my husband's name, born on his date of birth, and open work permit holder of Canada, and currently working as his designation, and where he is working, so his designation, and his employer's name. I'm writing this letter to invite my mother's name, to visit me to Canada for 5 months. So tourists can stay in Canada only less than 6 months. So if they are in Canada, they have to go back to their country or visit any other country, then come back to Canada. Our household income for the month is approximately, how much amount is your husband and you making in a month. This is before they actually deduct the tax, so you can put 5,000 CAD if you are earning that much. So this here you have to mention that this letter is to support the temporary resident visitor visa application of my mother's name, born on my mother's date of birth, and currently living in country name. So for me it will be Bangladesh. Her contact number is dash, so provide your mother's contact number or your father's contact number over here. Do not forget to put your country code as well before the phone number. And she is a homemaker. I am expecting and my due date is dash. So I wrote this invitation letter when I was expecting, and at that time I already knew my due date, so I mentioned my due date. This is my first pregnancy, and for the postpartum care I will be needing my mother's mental and physical support and care. I do not have any family member living in Canada who can support me both mentally and physically in this crucial moment of my life. As per my doctor, there is a possibility of doing C-section due to some complicacy in my pregnancy. If that occurs, I will need my mother to be there for me during the delivery as well as after delivery. Moreover, as this is our first pregnancy, both me and my spouse are not aware of the processes of taking care of a newborn. So here what I did is I explained my situation as thoroughly as possible. So the officer who is reading the letter, they should understand the situation you are in. We being here we didn't have any support, we didn't have anyone, any of our family members over here. So if that's the case, you have to write that in your, include that in your letter as well, because the officer needs to know if there is anyone that can help you with your postpartum, or if there's no one that can help you with your postpartum. So put your picture, what you are, going through, what you have in your mind, put that in your letter. If you are going through the same situation as us, then you can put the same exact thing as I wrote. So my mother will be staying in our house at your home address for a period of 5 months, from which date to which date. You can also mention the month if you know that you want your mom to come before your due date, so you will put accordingly and count from there to 5 months, and then put the month, the leaving month as well. She will be taking care of me as well as the newborn, and will provide mental support to my spouse. Housing and food costs during her stay will be covered by us. My father will bear all the other costs of my mother's trip, including travel cost. So when my mother is coming in Canada, she will be living with us. So the housing and food cost, we will bear that, me and my spouse. That's why I mentioned over here what is our monthly income, so that they have an idea if we can bear the food cost of my mother. As my mother is a homemaker, my father will bear her trip or travel cost, which includes the airplane cost, of coming and returning back to the country. If there are any cost other than housing and food cost, my father will bear that one. My mother is only coming for my postpartum care and will not be overstaying her visa. She must return to Bangladesh after the month you have mentioned over here, to take care of my father and my younger brother who will be staying in Bangladesh. So here in this passage, I have made sure that I mentioned to them several times that she will not be overstaying her visa, and she will definitely go back to Bangladesh. Why I mentioned about my father and my sibling is that they need to know a solid ground why it is a must for my mother to go back to her country. She will not be staying in Canada, and she will definitely go back to her country, because my father is not accompanying my mother and he is not coming over here. So she cannot, even if she wants to, she cannot stay, because she needs to go back to her country to take care of my sibling and my father. This is the whole idea behind this passage. Then feel free to contact me should you have any further questions regarding myself or my mother's name, and I look forward to having my mother's visit me in Canada, so I can have mental and physical care at this period. And then you will give your signature, so sincerely your signature, your name, and then give your contact details like your phone number and then your email address, so they have the complete package of your information. So this is the sample invitation letter that I wanted to share with you. If you want to apply for your mother or father or any other person, then you have to give an invitation letter for them. This is the invitation letter that I wrote for my mother when I was inviting her at the time of my pregnancy. So you can use the same letter if you are on the same stage like me. Thank you for watching the video, and if you like the video or think that it helped you in any way, please subscribe my channel, comment in the video if you have any other questions regarding invitation letter for TRV visa. Thank you, take care, bye.